5 ways to say, I miss you. Number 1. I can't help thinking about you. Number 2. I long to be with you. Number 3. I can't wait to see you again. Number 4. You crossed my mind. Number 5. I wish you were here. 5 ways to say, he killed himself. Number 1. He committed suicide. Number 2. He took his own life. Number 3. He talked himself. Number 4. He chose to end his life. Number 5. He did away with himself. 5 ways to say, it's not difficult. Number 1. It's a piece of cake. Number 2. It's quite straightforward. Number 3. It's not rocket science. Number 4. It's not brain surgery. Number 5. Easy peasy. 5 ways to say, he helped us. Number 1. He went out of his way to help us. Number 2. He took the extra mile to make sure we were okay. Number 3. He gave us the greatest help. Number 4. He was there for us when we needed most. Number 5. He gave us a hand. 5 ways to say, the rain stopped. Number 1. It stopped raining. Number 2. The rain let up. Number 3. The rain eased off. Number 4. The sun is back. Number 5. The rain ceased. 5 ways to say, don't do that. Number 1. Please refrain from doing that. Number 2. It's not a good idea doing that. Number 3. You might not want to do that. Number 4. You will regret doing that. Number 5. There should be a better way. 5 ways to say, I don't know. Number 1. I have no idea. Number 2. Your guess is as good as mine. Number 3. It beats me. Number 4. I'm not sure. Number 5. I'm not the best person to answer that.
5 ways to say I don't care. Number 1. I don't mind. Number 2. That doesn't bother me. Number 3. I couldn't care less. Number 4. That's none of my business. Number 5. I don't have time for that.
5 ways to say, I'm tired. Number 1. I'm exhausted. Number 2. I'm running on fumes. Number 3. I'm beat. Number 4. I'm wiped out. Number 5. I'm drained. 5 ways to say, I think. Number 1. I suppose. Number 2. If you ask me. Number 3. The way I see it is that. Number 4. As far as I'm concerned. Number 5. I believe. Ways to say, could you repeat? Number 1. Sorry, what was that? Number 2. Pardon? Number 3. I didn't catch that. Number 4. Say that again. Number 5. Hey? 5 ways to say, I like it. Number 1. I'm a fan of it. Number 2. I can't have enough of it. Number 3. I love it. Number 4. I'm really into it. Number 5. I'm crazy about it. 5 ways to say, good luck. Number 1. You've got this. Number 2, fingers crossed. Number 3, break a leg. Number 4, all the best. Number 5, Godspeed. 5 ways to say go away. Number 1, buzz off. Number 2, get lost. Number 3, leave me alone. Number 4, get out of my face. Number 5, beat it. 5 ways to say I don't like it. Number 1, I'm not a fan. Number 2, I'm fed up with it. Number 3, I love it. Number 4, I can't stand it. Number 5, it's not my thing. 5 ways to say you make me happy. Number 1, you bring me joy. Number 2, you light up my world. Number 3, you make my heart sing. Number 4, you fill my heart with happiness. Number 5, you put a smile on my face. 5 ways to say hurry up. Number 1, make haste. Number 2, shake a leg. Number 3, put your skates on. Number 4, get a move on. Number 5, chop chop. 5 ways to say I'm trying. Number 1, I'm doing my best. Number 2, I'm bending over backwards. Number 3, I'm giving it my all. Number 4, I'm putting in all my effort. Number 5, I'm working on it. 5 ways to end an email. Number 1, kind regards. Number 2, with best wishes. Number 3, cheers. Number 4, sincerely. Number 5, best. 5 ways to say you misunderstood. Number 1, you took it the wrong way. Number 2, we're not on the same page. Number 3, you got me wrong. Number 4, you didn't quite catch the full meaning. Number 5, you got the wrong end of the stick. 5 ways to decline an invitation. Number 1, I'm afraid I can't make it. Number 2, I would have loved to attend, but. Number 3, unfortunately, I'll have to decline. Number 4, I am sorry to disappoint you. Number 5, I regret that I can't honor your invitation. 5 ways to say stop talking. Number 1, shut up. Number 2, shut the front door. Number 3, cut it out. Number 4, button your lip. Number 5, hush. 5 ways to say you're wrong. Number 1, you're mistaken. Number 2, you've got it wrong. Number 3, it appears to be a mistake. Number 4, I would have to disagree. Number 5, I beg to differ.
5 ways to say I don't care. Number 1, I don't mind. Number 2, that doesn't bother me. Number 3, I couldn't care less. Number 4, that's none of my business. Number 5, I don't have time for that.
3 ways to say you can trust me. Number 1, you can count on me. Number 2, you can rely on me. Number 3, take my word for it.
5 ways to say I'm sick. Number 1, I'm not feeling well. Number 2, I'm under the weather. Number 3, I'm feeling out of sorts. Number 4, I'm feeling a bit off. Number 5, I have come down with.
5 5 ways to say it's expensive. Number 1. It costs a fortune. Number 2. It breaks the bank. Number 3. The price is astronomical. Number 4. It costs an arm and a leg. Number 5. That's daylight robbery. 5 ways to say I love you. Number 1. I've fallen for you. Number 2. I'm crazy about you. Number 3. I'm head over heels for you. Number 4. I fancy you. Number 5. I'm in love with you. 5 ways to say I don't understand. Number 1. I can't get my head around it. Number 2. I don't follow you. Number 3. It makes no sense. Number 4. I don't get it. Number 5. It's a mystery to me. 5 ways to say I don't remember. Number 1. I have no recollection of that. Number 2. It slipped my mind. Number 3. That doesn't ring a bell. Number 4. I can't recall. Number 5. It escaped my memory. 5 English phrases to sound like a native speaker. Number 1. Agree to disagree. Number 2. In the middle of nowhere. Number 3. Good on ya. Number 4. Just a sec. Number 5. Speak soon. 5 ways to say, could you help? Number 1. May I ask you a favor? Number 2. Could you give me a hand? Number 3. Would you mind assisting me? Number 4. Can I trouble you for? Number 5. Do you have a sec? 5 ways to say, I will join. Number 1. I'm in. Number 2. Count me in. Number 3. Wouldn't miss it for the world. Number 4. You'll see me there. Number 5. I'll show up. 5 ways to say, you're beautiful. Number 1. You look gorgeous. Number 2. I love the way you look today. Number 3. You radiate beauty and grace. Number 4. I can't take my eyes off you. Number 5. You look out of this world. 5 ways to say every 2 weeks. Number 1. I get paid fortnightly. Number 2. We meet every other week. Number 3. My podcast is bi-weekly. Number 4. I visit them twice a month. Number 5. Semi-monthly examination should be carried out. 5 ways to say he died. Number 1. He passed away. Number 2. He has kicked the bucket. Number 3. He has left us. Number 4. He's passed on to other unknowns. Number 5. He's departed this life. 5 ways to say he's crazy. Number 1. He's out of his mind. Number 2. He's off his nut. Number 3. He is a lunatic. Number 4. He has lost his mind. Number 5. He's folk in the head. 5 ways to say okay. Number 1. That sounds good. Number 2. Fine by me. Number 3. Okie dokie. Number 4. Cool. Number 5. Sure thing. 5 ways to say, look here. Number 1. Check this out. Number 2, take a look. Number 3, see what I've got. Number 4, come have a look. Number 5, check over here. 5 ways to say I'm happy. Number 1, I'm thrilled. Number 2, I'm enjoying myself. Number 3, I'm over the moon. Number 4, I'm having the time of my life. Number 5, I'm on cloud 9. 5 ways to say he's poor. Number 1, he makes ends meet. Number 2, he is tight on cash. Number 3, he is just scraping by. Number 4, he is broke. Number 5, he's pinching pennies just to get by. 5 ways to say I'm busy. Number 1, I'm a little tied up. Number 2, I'm really swamped. Number 3, I've got other fish to fry. Number 4, I have too much on my plate. Number 5, I don't have the bandwidth right now. 5 ways to say he is rich. Number 1, he is quite well off. Number 2, he is making a killing. Number 3, he is rolling in dough. Number 4, he is raking it in. Number 5, he has made a fortune. 5 ways to say he's poor. Number 1, he makes ends meet. Number 2, he is tight on cash. Number 3, he is just scraping by. Number 4, he is broke. Number 5, he's pinching pennies just to get by. 5 ways to say I'm busy. Number 1, I'm a little tied up. Number 2, I'm really swamped. Number 3, I've got other fish to fry. Number 4, I have too much on my plate. Number 5, I don't have the bandwidth right now. 5 ways to say he is rich. Number 1, he is quite well off. Number 2, he is making a killing. Number 3, he is rolling in dough. Number 4, he is raking it in. Number 5, he has made a fortune. 5 ways to say when I think about what happened. Number 1, looking back. Number 2, in hindsight. Number 3, on reflection. Number 4, in retrospect. Number 5, on second thought. 10 ways to say thank you. Number 6, thanks a bunch. Number 7, I'm much obliged. Number 8, I'm in your debt. Number 9, I can't thank you enough. Number 10, you're a lifesaver. 5 ways to say she is pregnant. Number 1, she is knocked up. Number 2, she is expecting. Number 3, she has a bun in the oven. Number 4, she is eating for 2. Number 5, she is with child.
5 ways to say thank you. Number 1, I'm so grateful. Number 2, many thanks. Number 3, I really appreciate that. Number 4, I owe you one. Number 5, cheers. 5 ways to say I agree. Number 1, exactly. Number 2, I couldn't agree more. Number 3, you can say that again. Number 4, I'm with you on that. Number 5, I know, right? 5 ways to politely swear. Number 1, should. Number 2, what the heck. Number 3, darn it. Number 4, mother trucker. Number 5, see you next Tuesday. 5 ways to congratulate or give credit to someone. Number 1, well done. Number 2, good job. Number 3, you rock. Number 4, way to go. Number 5, hats off. 5 ways to say I'm sorry. Number 1, my apologies. Number 2, my bad. Number 3, I apologize. Number 4, that's my fault. Number 5, pardon me. 5 ways to say yes to invitation. Number 1, certainly. Number 2, count me in. Number 3, I'd love to. Number 4, I can't wait. Number 5, sounds great. 5 ways to say you're welcome. Number 1, no problem. Number 2, no worries. Number 3, my pleasure. Number 4, the pleasure is mine. Number 5, anytime.
5 ways to say, I support you. Number 1, I'm on your side. Number 2, I've got your back. Number 3, I'm right behind you. Number 4, I'll be there for you. Number 5, I've got you covered.